Yeah.
A little sunset light. Very good.
The view is spectacular. This is Mount Davidson right there with the fog floating.
Yep.
And you know what? There was a scene, right? Famous scene filmed there.
Mount Davidson?
Yeah.
From a Clint Eastwood movie?
Yeah, Dirty Harry.
Yeah. Oh. Everybody knows Dirty Harry if you're from San Francisco.
Except I haven't watched it yet.
What?
Yeah, I know. I promised to watch it. I promise.
Oh my God, those are such great movies, and he's so good. He's one of those guys like girls like him and guys like him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But guys kind of want to be like him, admire him, and girls are like kind of he's that like strong, silent, sexy type.
Mr. Carmel by the Sea Mayor.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if that kind is still popular nowadays, though.
I don't know, but at the time he was. And plus he's San Francisco, so if you're from San Francisco, you saw those movies.
Don't you think he's trying to be a little bit tough, like, oh yeah, I'm so cool?
Yeah, but you know, he's kind of like...
He's like that?
I think it's his style, because all his movies are like that, even his westerns.
Yeah.
His westerns, he has hardly any lines in it. And I think maybe Sylvester Stallone tried to copy him. Because Sylvester Stallone's the same way, right? He's just kind of very quiet, only says things at the right moment, but in a way, I think Clint Eastwood is much better.
Hi.
That's what I think.
Okay, boys and girls, we're making another attempt. Welcome to the channel Ottуда. You know what Ottуда means?
Actually, I don't.
It's in the introduction to the videos, usually there's a small explanation. It comes from the Russian word Ottуда, which means from there.
Oh, from there. Yeah.
So I'm from there.
Oh, from there.
Yeah, not from here, but from there.
There. Okay.
We've got John here. He's quite a character. And previously we tried to record for about, how long? 7 hours or 8 hours of recording, and then we realized it wasn't recording. So now he shaved both his head and his beard, and we are ready to do it again.
Let's do it again then.
So we're covering a number of topics. One of the topics is the difference between San Francisco, where John is a native, by the way. So he's quite a person to talk about this and hear his opinions, perspectives. I'm very excited to talk to him. He comes here like once a year or so, and every time when he comes, we're having a great time talking. I got to know him recently, like in the last few years. So one of the differences between San Francisco and New York is what?
Well, San Francisco is much more easygoing, laid back, as its reputation states. New York, also like its reputation, is fast-paced, direct, abrupt, you know, and that comes through in the personalities of the people.
Right.
So we were talking about how people interact at a party.
Right. What's the difference? What's the first thing they ask you, or the second thing?
The first thing everybody asks you is what's your name, and then the second question in New York is what do you do?
Right.
What do you do? Meaning, what's your job? Meaning, I want to evaluate you based on your job status, your job title, your income, and all the other things that I might be able to extrapolate from that, from what your job is.
So they judge you in a way, right?
Well, they're judging you almost immediately. And they're
Yeah.
judging you based on that one answer. They're not asking you where you live, what you like to do, who's your friends, where you're from.
Your cultural interest, poetry, literature, where you traveled.
No. Right away to the job. And then that sort of determines, they make some sort of evaluation based on that, whether they even want to get to know you.
And some people actually stop talking to you after this?
Well, they'd have to be extremely rude to do that,
But
but
they
they
will-
can find a way to move on
To
pretty
excuse
quickly.
themselves.
Exactly. In San Francisco, that would never happen.
See, I mean, I'm curious what percentage of people would do that really judge you versus those that just kind of want to know, and then they still continue talking to you, and they still ask you the same question, like, oh, you live in San Francisco, what do you like, what your interests are, where you travel, more like knowing you, John, the person, versus the professional.
Well, that's a good question. I don't know that I've ever looked at it that, fully, but I know it always caught me off guard, especially in the beginning when I moved to New York, to be asked this question almost immediately upon meeting somebody. It's like, wow. Because here in San Francisco, that's not something you would ask right away. You would ask other questions.
What kind of questions?
So, where are you from? Who do you know here at the party? Oh, what did you do this weekend? Or what are you doing this coming weekend? Yeah. Did you go to the baseball game?
Oh.
Little things, just to get to know you.
What's the size of your underwear?
Exactly.
Yeah.
These are
Normal things to ask in San Francisco.
So those kind of questions feel like a casual way to get to know you, and then I'm going to say, so oh, so
Yeah.
so what do you do for a living? But I say it in a casual way, not like a hard interview way. It's just like, yeah, I'm just trying to know a little bit about you. Maybe we have some common interests. Maybe we're in the same field. Maybe you work someplace a friend of mine worked. Whereas in New York, it just felt different. It just felt like, what do you do? It just felt like a hard interview question to me.
Yeah. You know, since one of my areas is business and business intelligence, I'm thinking next time you could keep tracking of data, right?
Mhm.
When people talk to you at the party, you record how many people talk to you, how many asked about what do you do, and did they talk to you after that within maybe like 4 or 5 minutes, or they left? Because maybe, just maybe, I'm making an assumption here that because people ask this question, and when I lived in New York for about 10 years, I'm so accustomed to this. Maybe they do judge you right away, and they figure out, do they want to talk to you? Is that along their interest, in some personal gain or professional relationship, more like something career-wise, right? Or maybe that's the question they ask because everybody asks, and then the next thing they still want to know you as the person. So I'm curious. Maybe
that's a good point.
Yeah.
Maybe it's me because I'm coming from California. I'm not used to that kind of question immediately. It
Right.
seemed a little bit abrupt,
Mm-hmm.
and so maybe in some respects I'm taking it the wrong way.
And you're a sensitive soul person.
Well, I don't know if I'm sensitive, but I think I'm a casual person because I'm a San Francisco person, and I like to get to know people. And it's not only the question, but the way it's delivered, and like I said, immediate in a sort of direct and abrupt way. That's how it felt to me. So to your point, it could be that some people that's just one of the questions they're going to ask, but in New York, that question gets moved as a priority to number 2 versus some other more casual questions, which we would do here in California.
I'm looking at you. It just hit me. You remind me of an actor.
Which actor is that?
Before I get to my
I'd like
answer,
to hear this because I have a good story about this.
Okay, definitely I will.
Okay.
But I wanted to tell you about my tendency. Sometimes, if in my mind I associate some image of an actor to a person's face, they become the same to me, actually. I feel like they really look exactly the same. It's like, and sorry, my wife is talking in the background. She's having some seminar, and she doesn't even realize that we're making a video here. Hello. But, okay, I told. So, regarding the actor, Enemies at the Gate, or Enemy at the Gates. Enemy at the Gates, I think. It's about Stalingrad, it's about my city where I was born. Sniper, Vasily Zaitsev. Have you seen that movie?
I don't know that I have.
So there was the actor who was playing the German sniper.
Yeah. And I look like him.
Yes, is it Ed Harris?
Ed Harris, I have gotten that before.
Yes, I keep staring into your eyes and you look so, for some reason, just the shape of the head and the face.
And baldness.
Maybe, but it's a good thing. It's a handsome thing, as a Japanese person would say, handsome. Give me a handsome hairstyle.
I have a funny story.
Yes, please tell us.
Okay, so one day I came out of my building in New York, and I went to the right. And to the right is a dead end. Well, it's not a dead end, but you can't go all the way through. So most people come out of the building and go left. I went to the right, and as I'm getting closer to the corner, this van comes slowly down the street, turns, and then is blocking the crosswalk.
Oh.
And I look at the van, and there's a guy in the van with a huge camera with a telephoto lens like this.
Paparazzi.
Paparazzi, exactly. So he's looking in my direction, shooting pictures, and I turn around to see who's behind me.
Yeah.
But there's nobody behind me. It's just I'm the only person on the street.
You're the famous one.
So I get closer, and this guy's I realize this guy's taking pictures of me.
He's X-raying you. Like you feel like you're being naked, kind of, right?
I was surprised, and then as I got much closer, then he took off, and I saw his license plate. It said NYP some number, and it's not a normal license plate. And I thought maybe the New York police. New York police. Why am I under surveillance? What have I done? And I'm quickly trying to think, who have I talked to? What have I done recently? Why would I be under surveillance?
Yeah.
And I couldn't think of anything. I was really, perplexed. So I said, well, if I am under surveillance, they didn't go far away. So let me go look for them. They were looking for me, now I'm going to
you search for them.
So I went around the block, and there was the guy parked right at the corner of my building. So I took a picture of his license plate, and then I went up to the driver's side, knocked on the window, and rolled down the window. I said, hey, what's going on? He goes, oh, I'm so sorry, dude. I'm so sorry. He goes, I thought you were somebody else. I said, well, yeah, because I couldn't think of anything I've done that the police would want to know anything about me. And he goes, oh, no, I'm not with the police. and he pulls out his identifications with the New York Post.
Oh.
And I said, so you're looking for somebody who looks, he goes, actually, I said, you're looking for somebody who looks like me? He said, actually, I thought you were the guy. He says, it wasn't until I looked at my camera after I parked that I realized you're not who I'm looking for. I said, well, who is it? He says, I can't tell you. I can't tell you, but he looks like you and he lives around here. So,
Wow, you still don't know.
I still don't know who it was.
So now John is spending days and nights on the internet searching for Google kind of search image similarity program, right?
For like a week, I was on New York Post looking at their pictures to see who they might have taken a picture of. But I never found out. But in Harris, maybe he lives in my neighborhood.
Maybe.
So I should look into that.
That's so interesting. And of course, you live in penthouse, right?
Of course.
Yeah. What neighborhood are you in?
Well, the real estate people call it Gramercy, but I say Union Square. I'm close to
Union Square. I used to go to a cafe not far from Union Square. It's called Sun Cafe or something.
Yes.
You know it?
Yes, I'm 2 blocks from there.
They're like Russian-speaking people.
Exactly.
And they have some Russian food there, a little
Yes.
bit of mix with American, I guess.
Russian owners and usually Russian-speaking workers there.
Yes.
Yeah, nice place.
Small world, see?
There was
So
a small blonde girl who worked there, very cute. Then she got married.
I don't know, it's been years ago,
Yeah.
for me. Although I moved here about only, 5 years ago, but yeah. Interesting that we know similar places. And earlier John was talking about some cafe in Richmond District where we used to live. And there's some Mongolian woman working there, and you know them, and
You've met her.
And yes.
It is a small world.
It's a pretty neat cafe. That's what I love about San Francisco. It's like a neighborhood feel.
Definitely, it's neighborhood living in San Francisco.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of little neighborhoods, and I think that's really nice to have neighborhood living. You know, there's somebody who works at the market. You know, somebody who works at the cafe. You run, you say hi to the guys walking the dog. You know, it kind of has like a small town feeling. You know, kind of you feel like you're part of something.
Right.
People know you when you're in your neighborhood.
Which reminds me, I still owe about 46 cents to Cowboy Gordy.
Oh.
There's a Gordy, it's true. So in the Richmond District where I used to live, there is a grocery store, and there is a Japanese American guy. Oh, by the way, my dear wife, we are recording a movie here. If you want to know, it's like a video for the blog. But anyway, so it's a true story. You see, it's like a family environment here, so we're having fun. It's not like a studio constrained and black and depressing. So there's a grocery store. There's a Japanese American guy who, by the way, used to see what's his name, Robin Williams at 7-Eleven at the corner there playing games. Was there a 7-Eleven?
Yeah, I think there is a 7-Eleven
Yes.
right by where you live.
Yes, we live nearby there, but was there some kind of arcade or video game there?
I don't recall.
Do you remember? No?
I don't recall.
Maybe there's another 7-Eleven in Richmond that had some kind of video game or something.
I think there was some place. I don't know if it's 7-Eleven or some other place because I didn't really pay attention.
I see.
But
So that's what he mentioned, at least maybe he confused the name of the store. Maybe it really was the case. He used to see Robin Williams there playing, many, many years ago. Playing the
so
game.
funny.
It's so interesting, like it's such a small world here. So I called him Japanese cowboy because he for some reason reminds me of Cowboy Beebop. There is a anime story, Cowboy Beebop and stuff. So, and one day I didn't have enough cash, and he doesn't take cards, so I think I owe him like 46 cents. So I need to go back and pay him back.
Well, you could give it to me. I'm going that way later.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll give it to you in Ukrainian currency or Russian currency.
At least the thought that you're going to repay him, I'm sure you appreciate that.
Do you have any funny stories or interesting stories about known people?
Well, I have seen, Robin Williams around.
Really?
Back when I lived in the neighborhood, I'd see him jogging, see him at the post office. I mean, he's somebody who's famous, and he just kind of lived in the neighborhood like everybody else. It was kind of great, actually.
Yeah.
Because there've been other famous people. Sharon Stone lived in the neighborhood for a while. In Seacliff. Nobody ever saw her.
I remember the famous scene.
We all remember that scene. I think that's what made her famous.